Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at 3 form changes in one team. We're finally going to be able to do that because we're going to have, of course, having access to the Pokemon Mimikyu finally in the Go Battle League. This, of course, in the new system where this is the only system where Mimikyu is actually allowed. For whatever reason, Mimikyu doesn't work on the other system, and that's why I guess it was never really allowed to be used at all prior. But today we're going to have a team of a Morpeko in the lead, which is not going to be my ideal Morpeko. I have one with better IVs, but this one has access to the move Seed Bomb, and I didn't really want to change it. And Seed Bomb is quite nice if you have problems against ground types like we have on this team. And Seed Bomb here already doing a ton of damage against the opponent's Diggersby. And at this point I can just hop onto my Mimikyu, and I guess they just decide to, I don't know, forfeit. I guess they do. I have to say, I did try to do some battles recently, and I really didn't enjoy it because I always started 5 seconds after the opponent, okay, not 5 seconds, but like 5 turns maybe after the opponent into the battles. Do you have a solution for that? Because I downloaded everything again, it's still the same stuff for me. Like, it is still the same issue for me. I have no idea why. It doesn't matter which kind of, even for like the rocket battles, it is the same for me. Let me know down below if you have like any idea on if like this is happening to you as well, or if it's just a me thing. I don't know, but like right now, with the new update, I don't know what is happening there, but it's a bit tough. Anyway, it's a bit tough as well for Licky apparently, because we're now down to the final Pokemon. Of course, it would have been cool here to have, okay, never mind, we're just going to win just with Morpeko apparently. Just like, oh, it would have been cool to have like the bait move there of Psychic Fangs, but in this case that is grand. Here, Tinkaton against so we're gonna be able to go for the Oriole straight away, doing a lot of damage if we would land, but we don't land. The opponent goes for their own charge move, and I'm grand. I let this move go. I can still survive Bulldoze, and still, okay, I would not be able to get to move now anymore thanks to the debuff, otherwise I would have. And here's the issue, by the way, with the Mimikyu. In this case, I can just go for the Bulldoze, now that I'm not going to go for the shield anyway, drop my defense. Now they're going to be in a better position than before. But in comes the opponent's Mimikyu, and I'm not too sure if they are actually able to farm me down in time before I get all of my other Shadow Sneak through. And yes, my next Shadow Sneak is still coming through. I will be able to either knock them out or get the final shield. I will get the final shield here, and I can swap out into my Morpeko, forcing them to go for their own charge move, which now allows me to go for my charge move. And here's the thing as well. With Morpeko in the lead and with the Mimikyu there, we're going to have a lot of pressure against the shields from the opponent. And this is actually really cool for this team because we have the Aegislash in the back, which only can function really when there are no shields in play. And this is why this team works out actually quite well. I had a lot of success, and there was also some really cool battles in here today. Trust me, that where I really didn't expect that I could win some of those. But again, this team pulled through quite often, and here great catch from the opponent. They caught the move on to their Tinkaton now. Tinkaton is going to go down, but I can still stay in here for a little bit, try to get a bit of extra energy, because you gain a bit extra energy when you're in the other form. And this was beautifully played, because this was the only way of me getting to this Shadow Ball in time to knock out the Aegislash. That was honestly absolutely perfectly played, as we now have in against us here the Altaria. Sub out into my Mimikyu, hoping that they would just, I don't know, stay or something like this. I would, of course, double resist the fast move. And here again, they can just go for the Body Slam to break my, disguise. And now we are actually more in a disadvantage. But at the end of the day, you're always going to at least take 35 energy for free from, like, not for free, for like your own defense a little bit from Mimikyu, which is kind of cool. So, like, Mimikyu itself currently seen as the best Pokemon for the Go Battle League. But yeah, I do think as well that this Pokemon is a fantastic Pokemon right now. I don't think it's like broken or anything like this, which is kind of cool, but like it's a Pokemon that we're gonna see quite often. We're not gonna see it in competitive play until the next season though, like in like play Pokemon terms, because we're going to have the current season, the World Championship, still on the old system. So this is why, we're not going to see Mimikyu this World Championship, but could definitely be that Mimikyu is going to be present in the next one afterward. Anyway, we're going to have the Altaria here against us. They're going to knock us out, but we got shields down, and shields down is what we want, as this allows us now to go into our Mimikyu in this case, because we double resist the fast move. I want to just try to catch the move, which doesn't work out. But that's going to be okay, because what we have now is the opportunity to go for a Shadow Ball to knock out the Jellicent immediately, which you would have not done with the Mimikyu either, because Shadow Sneak is not as strong as the Shadow Ball is. And this is going to one-shot this Pokemon, forcing also the Altaria to go for a charge move very soon. Otherwise, we're going to land that Shadow Ball first, knock them out, and with that we're going to be able to win this battle yet again. Okay, we have the Stunfisk against us here. That's not good. Like, that's just not good. I can go for the Seed Bomb, and this is the thing as well. This is my play here. I should go for the Seed Bomb. I should swap out after into Mimikyu. I don't. I try to catch a move, which doesn't make any sense at all. I should have just swapped out into my Mimikyu. But we're here. I should be... I'm going to be able to go for another Seed Bomb here as well. And I should be in a position where they're going to be shielding. I can't stop out yet because I went one over, which I should have not done. I should have just went straight and then stopped out. But it's okay, I can shield again. We at least get shields down from the opponent, which is something that I just wanted to get anyway. And with the Shadow Sneak damage, you were like, oh, okay, where is this important now? With the Shadow Sneak's damage just now, you were able to actually get the opponent into range for a Seed Bomb, which of course is exactly what you want to have. Here, we're gonna go for the Shadow Sneak. I'm not too sure if this was the right play. If we should have just went for the play rough. Never mind, it was the right play because now it allows me to go for another Shadow Sneak, which might just be enough to knock them out. Let's take a look here. It is going to be just enough to knock them out, and they will be swapping out here into their Stunfisk. I can go for the Seed Bomb. Is this now going to be enough? It's going to be very, very close. Could see it not being enough, just barely. Yeah, it is just not barely enough to knock them out. But we got them low, and that's already a lot here for us, because now we are going to be able to just go back into our Aegis Slash, they swap onto the Credilli, and we win this battle. Credilli has no play against us. Credilli has absolutely no play against us whatsoever. Credilli has no damage against us at all. As you're gonna see here, like, we can literally go up to 2 charge moves. I can swap out into my Mimikyu afterwards, which would be the ideal play here. Okay, I don't. That is actually not the ideal play at all. I should have just stopped out of there and went for double, yeah, what's called double Gyro Ball, which would have made way more sense. But like, now I am not in the position anymore where, like, I don't know why I did that. Like, this makes no sense. Like, I should have just went into my Mimikyu, cleared my attack drops, and I would have been fine. Like this, I am now in a position where I have to hope that I still get to another move, and this was absolutely not ideal. I'm still on a way to get to another charge move, so if the Credilli has a charge move stored, we're going to lose this one, even though it was such an easy one to play. But as you see here, Credilli, we lagged a little bit against it, but we're still going to be able to go for another charge move here, and this will be enough to knock them out. So, let's take a look here. We are going to be able to go ahead and see a great lead, but also now a Pokemon in the Caesar position where we don't have the best answers for. Lickilicky is very tough for our backline. Like, Lickilicky is generally very tough for our backline, as we've seen already. Yeah, we are going to be able here to now go ahead and try to stay in, try to go for the Oriole, try to get some KO against them here. Hopefully they're going to let this move go through. This is going to be interesting because now this is going to allow us to get some more damage in. The Oriole is coming through. This is going to hopefully be enough to knock them out. Of course, it's going to be enough to knock them out at this range. And we have no alignment. And the alignment is kind of cool here. Well, yes, our best answer to the Fearow is gone. We still have Mimikyu, and I tried to catch the move here, which didn't really work out that well. At the end of the day, we just have to hit it with either the Play Rough or the Gyro Ball in order to knock it out. But I'm in a bit of a tough position, and I go for the Gyro Ball now. Okay, I will knock out the Fearow now. Fearow's gonna be gone. They had a lot of energy here, so like, that's why the position is not as tough anymore. And they have Quagsire in the back, which means we win. Like, there's nothing they can do here. We have a Shadow Ball, which is going to be enough to knock them for sure at this point, because Shadow Ball is just so strong. And we can move on to the next opponent. Still missing my favorite game. This might be, I don't know, like, we are starting off a little bit weird into the game. We are as well with a Seed Bomb here against the Diggersby. Diggersby, of course, is a very, very tough Pokemon for this team to deal with. This team is not designed to be like, oh, the most balanced, perfect team. I just went for the only 3 form changes that you can have here right now with a battle. So, yeah, we're going to see here the opponent is going to go into the Celium. We have still the option to go for a Play Rough. This would knock them out most likely, but we have to see. This is going to be enough to get the shield at least. I should most likely just let my Mimikyu go here. I do let my Mimikyu go down. It's such a difficult one though, because like, we have to play around a lot. I go into my Aegis Slash and try to get some energy, because I know they have a lot of energy on their Celio, and I know that I can need to keep my shields for my Morpeko in order to have any chance at all. And so we're up against Diggersby. Diggersby is in a position where I can just literally go ahead and go for the Fire Punch spam. And we are now in a position where I gonna be able to hopefully go for another Seed Bomb now. but the opponent goes for the move before that, so we're forced to go for another shield. We're not looking like we're in a good position at all. I can go for another seed bomb, but they're very likely going to be knocking me out prior. And then I have only the... Okay, never mind. Let the move go. That's cool. And they're going to go into the Celio. I swap out and keep a bit of energy on my Mimikyu. It might be cool for the backline there. But now in hindsight, I think it was actually a mistake because I needed to get rid of the final shield. And the back there's going to be Swanna. And this was actually my favorite battle, I think, of this video. Because look at this. Swanna goes for the Aqua Jet. It nearly knocks me out. I can go for one more fast move. Go for this charge move here right now. Get the KO against the opponent. And now I can stop out of here. I can go for the Seed Bomb. But you saw like the one extra free fast move there against the Spawner might come in clutch, you know. Seed Bomb is cheaper, so that's why I go for it. Forcing them to hopefully go for a charge move against me, which they do in the last second, which they didn't actually need to do. So that's already kind of special. But now I need to still get to a Shadow Ball, and I can barely get there with a 1 HP. The Aegis Slash is going to be able to get there just because they get the one extra free fast move in against the Spawner prior. What a game that was. Okay, Altara against us here. We can stay, we can stop. I'm gonna stop out here, hoping that I can get maybe something out there as well. They're gonna go for their own charge move, of course. I'm going to let the move go. This is gonna be a Sky Attack. We've not done that much damage either, but of course, yeah, we have the debuff onto ourselves. And I see here the Feraligatr. And with this, I see the opportunity to hopefully get some shields, but I was wrong with that. I should have just went for my player. I would have knocked them out straight away. Would have been so much better. But I still have energy on my lead, and so I was like, I can hopefully just Thundershock them down. And I can. And now I have a ton of energy, and they have Fortress. They have Bug Bite Fortress. And I'm actually alright with it, because what I can do is I can go for 2 Aura Reels. We get the shield one on the first one, so we're definitely going to get the shield on the second one as well, because I want to Bug Bite me down. But with that, it opens up the play for Aegis Slash, because if shields are down, Aegis Slash is definitely going to go to town, as we have the option to just go for the Shadow Ball without any problem. We still have 2 shields left. Sand Tomb is going to come in immediately in the beginning anyway. And this should be a perfect opportunity for ourselves as well. Here, of course, we're shielding against the potential Flamethrower, even with Sky Attack, that's grand. Now, this gives the opportunity for me to get a ton of energy. But now we have an issue, because I didn't expect that they would get to the move that fast. I shield twice, which again was maybe ideal. I could have let one move go through, even if Flamethrower would have not knocked me out, even with a debuff. But now I am forced to go for the Shadow Ball. I knock them out here, and I have to hope that this is going to be enough to knock them out as well, as I'm now in a very tough position. Fortress still gonna withstand this one. I try to catch the move, it doesn't work out, but now I'm in a position again where I have the bulk that I need in order to survive those hits. Sand Tomb is coming in. Can I take another Sand Tomb is my question here. I will never find out, because they're gonna be able to knock them out prior. Okay, my Diana lead is actually alright. I could go for the Seed Bomb here as well, which would maybe be the ideal play, but actually it isn't. Why? Because basically, you don't knock them out with it, which allows them to have a bit of a better matchup. And you still need to get the same amount of energy if you just go for Seed Bomb now and then go for Seed Bomb afterwards. But as we all see as well, we're not even going to be able to do that, because my Diana is going to shield twice and I would be able to farm us down here. And I should have stopped out already, but I didn't, and that is a mistake. So we can now go into Mimikyu. Having to take the hit here, of course, the Poison Fang is going to drop our defense now twice, basically. I'm curious if... Yeah, no, it looks like it got dropped twice. In comes the Wigglytuff, and I can at least still go for a Play Rough, which guarantees them to put them into the range where I could just go ahead and go for the Gyro Ball, no matter how many debuffs I have on myself. So, like, that's gonna be fine. The Ice Rune is coming through, of course. Go and try to debuff me. And I still at least have the option to clear my debuff, which is a huge thing, honestly. Like, it's such an important thing to clear the debuffs at this point. So, like, my Mimikyu is still actually coming in clutch. It's very important that I save this Pokemon with 1 HP. And here I don't really care on what they're really doing. Like, I just wanted to get rid of them and get up to 100 energy. That was my only plan. Because now I can stop out, clear my debuff, and also change my form at the same time, which is very likely very important. In comes Steelix, and this is not an ideal matchup either. And they could have access to Earthquake, they have access to Crunch, they have access to Psychic Fangs. Crunch is coming through, and they do way more damage than I expected. I have no 2 Shadow Balls stored, but yeah, while I can knock out most of the Steelix here, I don't think I have enough HP left for the rest. And that's kinda where this ends. As we can move on to the final battle of today's video. Jumpluff isn't ideal, but Jumpluff is also not the worst. The thing is here, if they shield early, it's actually really good for us. They don't, okay, because we boost ourselves up the entire time, so shielding early is actually really beneficial for us. But I can still always get 2 shields from the opponent, which in this case, with the team that we have, is actually really huge. Like, having 2 shields here is gone from the opponent would be actually ideal. And I should always kind of keep this more in mind when I try to play this team as well. I should always try to play for shields, because shields down, Aegislash is like literally the best Pokemon in the Zero Shields by far. In comes Kingdra. I should be able, I was thinking, to counter this Pokemon, but then I realized, okay, they actually outspeed me to their move. So I'm forced to swap out of here. They go for the Swift first, which makes a lot of sense. This is how you would play this. And I just have to hope that I can still somehow survive a Shadow Surf from this Pokemon. The Surf comes through, I still survive, and so I can go for the Shadow Sneak and either get the KO or I get the final shield. We get the KO against the Kingdra, which is ideal because we're now in the position where they can barely get any farm from me. But I can now see here the third coming in. I hope that I get the shield. Shields would be ideal. I get the shield. Okay, that's already a good start. They swap out into the Jumpluff, which is actually even better for me, but then I knocked them out, which I don't know if this was actually the ideal play. Which you see me here undercharged because I was like, oh, maybe I should have not charged it at all, because I need 2 charge moves against this Pokemon now with my Aegislash. And I was like, okay, did I kind of screw it up for myself now? And the answer is maybe. Because they boost themselves up so high, I know I need 2 Gyro Balls, and I see the fast move damage just adding up and adding up and adding up. Trailblaze coming through and coming through, which means I need to try to catch a move. And I tried that, and it didn't work. And with that, I lose. I lose because the Trailblaze is going to be enough here with all the boosts. Good game to the opponent. Fun team to run though. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like. And I will see you then. Bye bye.